Welcome to OhSabotage Games, and if you've ever come out of a corner and thought, I just can't get on the throttle confidently, this video is for you. Most sim racers assume that throttle problems are traction problems, setup problems, or confidence problems. They're not.
Okay.
In most cases, throttle hesitation is simply the car telling you that something went wrong earlier. The reason this is frustrating is because the mistake feels disconnected from the symptom. The exit feels bad, so you try and fix it, but it never works. In this video, we're going to break down why throttle problems are almost always entry problems, how to recognize them in real time, and how to fix them without touching any setup. Most drivers describe the problem the same way. The throttle feels unpredictable. Sometimes the car hooks up, sometimes it spins, and sometimes you are forced to hesitate even though it feels like there should be grip. What makes this confusing is that the throttle input itself often looks reasonable in the telemetry or replay. You're not slamming it, you're not being reckless, and yet the car doesn't respond consistently. This is where many drivers start chasing solutions that mask the issue rather than solving it. Traction control changes, softer setups, short shifting, all of those can reduce the symptoms, but none of them can address the cause. The key thing to understand is this: the throttle is not where you create grip, it is where you reveal where the grip exists. By the time you are asking for throttle on corner exit, the tyres have already been loaded and stressed through the entire corner. If the car feels nervous on exit, it is usually because the tyres never fully recovered from what you asked them to do earlier. This often comes from three things: braking too deep into the corner, turning in too aggressively, or trying to force rotation when the car was not ready. You may not feel this is a dramatic mistake. The car might make the corner just fine, but internally, grip has been spent inefficiently. When you finally ask for power, there is nothing left to give you confidence. This is why 2 laps look similar on replay, but can feel completely different on throttle. A useful mindset shift is to stop thinking about throttle as a command and start thinking it as feedback. When you apply throttle smoothly and the car responds cleanly, it means the entry respected the tyres. When you apply throttle and the car feels edgy, delayed, or requires correction, that's not bad throttle control, that is information. The mistake most drivers make is trying to fix the feedback at the point where it shows up. The fix almost always lives earlier in the corner. There are a few patterns that show up repeatedly. The first is staying on the brake just a fraction too long while turning in. This keeps load on the front tyres, but prevents the rear from settling. The car rotates reluctantly, and the rear never feels planted on the exit. The second is aggressive steering input. Even if braking is correct, a fast, sharp turn-in can spike the tyre load and force the car to slide microscopically. You may not notice it visually, but the grip loss carries through the corner. The third is forcing rotation mid-corner. Adding steering, lifting abruptly, or trying to help the corner turn often feels proactive. Trying to help the corner turn often feels proactive, but it usually robs the exit of stability. If any of these sound familiar, it explains why throttle application feels like a gamble rather than a decision. When the entry is correct, throttle application feels boring in the best possible way. There is no moment of doubt, no waiting for the car to settle. Steering unwinds naturally as throttle increases, and the car feels like it is pushing forward rather than being managed. This is why fast drivers often look conservative on entry, but unstoppable on exit. They are not better at throttle, they are simply not fighting the car. So try this in your next session. Stop trying to fix exits on exit. If the throttle feels wrong, rewind your thinking. Brake a touch earlier, release the brake more smoothly, and turn in with less urgency. Let the car rotate instead of demanding it. Then pay attention to how early and confidently you can apply the throttle without thinking about it. When throttle stops being a decision, you are doing it right. So guys, if this video describes a problem you recognise, that is exactly what this channel is for. OhSabotage Games focus on racecraft and driving psychology, understanding why speed works, not just what fast laps look like. If you want to support the channel further, there is a Pateron link below. Anything there goes straight back into making deeper, more practical breakdowns like this. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I just want to say thank you very much for hitting over 100 subscribers. Honestly, it's absolutely crazy, and I'll see you in the next one.